So I'm just going to do a quick video on soldering. I've just got this ESC here, brand new. Cut the Tamiya plugs off because they're rubbish. And I've got this old plug that's got some nasty ass solder on it, right here. Now I've got to get that off and then put new solder on and hook everything up. So I'll show you how I do it. So I've got some pliers. Don't hold the end of this because you're heating up the metal and the metal transfers straight through there and you'll burn your fingers. So I just grip the pliers, not by the metal rods, but by the plastic. With these, you can overheat them. I'm just going to turn the camera for a sec. You can overheat these, which means they can melt. So just be careful how long you hold it on there for. I've got a butane soldering iron, and it's nice and hot. You just flick it off to the side, make sure you don't touch yourself with it, because it is molten metal. Okay, let's try and get that one off. There was a lot on that one. And it's okay if you leave a little bit on because the inside solder is probably still clean like that, still shiny. And what I'm going to do is stop talking for a sec because I just have to not burn myself. Okay, so I've got a coil here and I can bend it to whatever I want. It will move obviously, but I'm just going to apply some new solder to the Deans. I'm chasing it at the moment. Stop it. There we go. Try that. You can hear my dog snoring underneath me. Okay. Both sides. So your bottom's your positive, your negative's the top one. So I'd go bottom top as in like it's flat there facing that way and that one's facing that way. So yeah, bottom, top, that's how I see it. So you've primed that one. Now just move your soldering iron off to the side. And now we've got the two cords, two wires that we've got to hook the Deans up to. So we're going to strip them first. You can use your teeth, but it's not recommended because you will bugger your teeth up, like your mum always told you. Or you can use a scalpel and very gently just roll it on the blade. Just very gently, don't cut too far because you'll split the wires, and just dig your fingernail in and pull. And now you've got a little exposed bit of wire. Just twist them to keep them all together. And we'll prime those now. So get the gas. Make sure your gas is turned all the way up so it's nice and hot. And just apply some solder to the red. And you can put a heat shrink on after you do this. I'm not going to because I really don't have any handy at the moment, but I'm just going to wrap it in electrical tape when it's done, just for the sake of the video. But put a heat shrink on before you start doing all this stuff, and that'll make sure it's all the way down the bottom, because the heat from this will actually shrink your heat shrink straight onto the wire, and if it's not positioned you have to cut it off basically. Okay, so we've got that one primed as well. I'm doing this nice and slow to show you all. Grab your pliers again, because this is when it starts getting hot. Now, a third person at this stage makes it very easy, but you can do it on your own. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rest it on something, like that. And we're just going to hook them up, so red wire to the bottom. And just rest it on the top one and it'll heat through. Just be patient, let it heat through, and it'll melt the bottom one as well. It is going to be on a little bit of an angle, but it's just for the video really. Okay, so just let it cool. It cools pretty quickly and now it's attached. So then you can go to the next one, and it does matter what sort of solder you use. This is quite a thin one, but I've got a thick one here as well. I'll just show you for those who don't know. That's a thicker solder. I use that for motor wires because motor wires get pretty hot. But we'll go back to this. So that's cooled now, so that's dry and that's stuck on really well. And just reposition. I might reposition like this. And don't pull it out of the pliers. Okay. Pliers are good because they're nice and heavy, so it will hold it. You can use vice grips as well. Alright, we're just going to, hang on, bring the camera over a little bit closer. Try not to get my hand in the way. It's a really bad angle here. Okay, so reheat it. This one's taking a little bit longer to heat through, but it is melting. Okay. And to speed up the process, if you want to, you can have someone feed more solder into it because it will heat it quicker because there's more of it and it's already hot. Okay, so at this stage, what you would do, this is like a heat shrink, but this is just rubber. But what you do, I'll see if I can find some. No, see, I don't have any on hand at the moment. But just slip your heat shrink up at this stage. You can clean up all the little, you can see there's like little spikes and stuff on it, just from dipping the solder. So what you can do is you can get rid of it just by brushing your soldering iron over the top. Don't leave it on because it'll pop off and it's so annoying when it pops off. But that's good, that's fine. You don't need to over add solder. A lot of people cake the solder on, but you're not really doing anything. You stick it as close to the wire as you can, and just make sure you can overlap the Dean's plug just here. You can overlap that so it goes down and under, but it's not overly necessary. This will hold pretty well. So there you go. So now you've got a Dean's plug on your ESC.